Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Elevate Your Life podcast. We're doing podcast number 192 today. We're continuing a series we've been doing all year here on health. And we've been covering all types of health topics. So we encourage you to go to elevateyourlife.com. You can see all the different podcasts we've done on this with all the notes there as well. You get notes for this podcast. Today, we're doing something that's super, super important, Cheryl, and that's vision.
Yeah.
Seeing is super important.
I love that when you and I were first talking about it, you're like vision. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's fantastic. I've got a great vision for where I'm going and what I'm doing. And you're like, I help Cheryl. I help what works. So yeah. I love that.
It's not vision.
Vision
as far
of where
as
we're going.
Yeah.
But yeah, vision is really, I believe one of our most precious assets, right? And we've got to maintain healthy eyes. And I don't even know if I realize that there's things that you can do to make your eyes better and to make sure that you keep that really good eye health going. I didn't realize that. I mean, I knew, when I was younger, it's like, well, let's eat this and eat that and some different, veggies and for your eyesight. So I kind of knew that, which that's kind of true, as long as those nutrients are in the soil and can be in the fruits and vegetables that we're eating, which we know that that's not the case anymore. Right. So it's just, but I love that we're able to talk about some things that we can do to make our eye health better and then also maintain that.
Yeah. And, so the two of us, we've been in health and wellness our whole lives, taking a whole bunch of products. Neither one of us wear glasses or have any vision problems whatsoever.
Correct.
So it's one of those things where, I'm so focused on helping people with cancer and heart disease and diabetes and Alzheimer's. And there's just major, major problems out there. Sleep problems, 80 million people. But Chill, there's no problem that we've talked about yet that comes close to this problem as far as number of people with it.
Right. And you know what I was just thinking when you were saying diabetes? Like that's one of the main things that happens. They lose their eyesight. And I remembered, so when I was like 9 years old, my grandma lost her eyesight because of diabetes. And I just thought of that. I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, we don't talk about eye health that much, but it is absolutely crucial. Like you couldn't even do anything without it. I mean, honestly, so my husband has really bad eyesight, like so bad, like terrible, right? He can't play any sports. He's never been able to do any of these things. Like he can't drive at night. There's so many things that he can't do because of, his eye health challenges. Yeah. And it's like, oh my gosh. And I think I've always just been, I haven't had to think about it because my eyesight's always been, quite good. I think because of all the nutrients I take, right? And for 30 years, that makes a big difference. So yeah, a blessing.
Well, your husband's not alone because globally there's 2.2 billion people.
No.
Who have vision problems.
No.
Yeah. Over 52 million people in the US alone wear glasses.
I did not know that.
That's a big number. Yeah.
I did not know that. And listen, I don't think there's any eyeglass company out there or pharmaceutical company that's trying to tell you about some of these great vitamins and minerals that you can take to really make a difference in your eyesight.
Well, this is something, we talk about all the time where you have these pharmaceutical companies who haven't never fixed anything in the history
of anything.
Yeah. So here, I got a problem. I can't see. Well, wear these. Like, that's your solution? Wear this glass thing?
Yeah.
That didn't fix anything. I can see, but it's artificially. I'm using this artificial thing, and I continually have to go up in prescription and those things.
In fact, yes, it makes your eyes worse. If you wear glasses, it makes your eyes worse and continually worse. They never get better. So, we always think, listen, there's got to be something else. It can't just be you're screwed, right?
I don't think so. Wearing glasses, like you said, makes your eyesight worse.
Yes.
Another study that just came out literally days ago is, and you're not going to like this, Cheryl. It was a study on how bad and how crooked the whole sunglass industry is. They keep
Yeah.
on saying you got to wear
Yes.
sunglasses to protect your eyes.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I saw the study. You have to let the light into your eyes.
Yes. It makes
I
your
just
eyes
thought of that.
stronger.
Oh my gosh, that and this, you know what? We're screwed at the beach, Paul. We're screwed. No sunglasses and none of this,
That's okay.
sun.
I either forget them or lose them all the time. So I spent a lot of money on them. I've lost over the years. So I was
Well,
relieved reading the study. I'm like, the hell with those.
well, you know what though? So I really have it in my mind. It must be in my mind that when I go out without my sunglasses, I squint.
Yeah.
And so I squint. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, it's hurting my eyes. And then somewhere I heard that if your eyes are light, the lighter your eyes, the more you need the sunglasses. So
Well,
I'm
I'm
like,
sure a sunglass company wrote that article.
Well, they did. They did. And sunglasses aren't cheap. They've got those sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
I
land.
remember, doing the vision board with you, and
Yeah.
you had these Gucci glasses on your vision board that you're going to get. And then the next day I see you and you're actually wearing, and I was like, wow, that vision board thing really, really works.
It does work.
You're like, Paul, it works so well. I can't believe it. And like, well, you kind of doing it wrong. You're supposed to like be able to afford the Gucci glasses.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was like,
Well,
well, yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I have to say though, I do love sunglasses.
I know. Well, they're cool looking. I mean,
Yeah, they are. I love them. I don't think I think I'm just gonna not wear them for a little bit and let some light get in, then I'll put them on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got it figured out.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of the essential vitamins and minerals that really are so great for our eyes, starting with vitamin A. That's critical for night vision, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that I think if we looked up how many people have night vision problems, I think it would be more than the amount of people that have the eye problems. So
yeah.
that's
you heard it before, beta carotene for eyes. But
you bet.
Getting enough of that in their diet. I mean, what are you eating that's got all this vitamin A, beta carotene in it? It's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not even in there if you're eating it anyway. So that's what we found.
True.
Certainly in this day and age. And then vitamin C, we know all about some of the great things about vitamin C, but it really does help protect against cataracts, right? So that's super important for your eyes. Once you get those cataracts, it's like looking through an amber glass, like a thick, if you put a drinking glass up to your eye,
yeah,
like that, and look through it. That's what it looks like. I didn't know that, but I just found that out here recently, and that was very interesting to me.
Did not know that.
So yeah, vitamin E. It's an antioxidant that protects eye cells from damage. So that's super important. I mean, if we can keep them healthy at the start, that is really going to be what's important, right?
Yeah.
Zinc. Like the thing that's so interesting to me, Paul, is like vitamin A, C, E, and zinc. Vitamin A, C, E, and zinc. I mean, it's all of those that are so important. But what were the nutrients that they were saying for COVID too?
Pretty much the same ones.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same ones as right. So that's just amazing. Now the zinc helps transport the vitamin A from the liver to the retina. Right? So it's everything working together. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to take vitamin A and that's it. No, you need zinc.
If there was one thing to take, though, I'm not saying you should because they're all important.
That's right.
But if you don't have selenium,
oh, yeah,
you're completely screwed as far as our site goes. So we had a great recording. A doctor that we work with did a recording called Seeing is Believing. And it just was an hour and a half lecture on this one mineral and what it does for eyesight. I mean, it is so important. It's we're talking about eye health, and you look at all the vitamins you just mentioned, Cheryl, they're all antioxidants. So it's helping. This is another powerful antioxidant that really helps protect the eye tissue from the oxidative stress. So there's so much stress. The different, you think about now with the screens. I mean, how many hours? I always get my weekly report from how many hours I'm on my screen, and Apple adds them all together between my phone and my computer and my iPad.
So I had to turn that off. I don't want to see that. I'm not
It's
looking
like,
at that ball.
there's only 168 hours in a week. How could that number be so high?
Can I be on there 169?
Yeah, like that's a really high percentage there. So yeah, there's so much stress, now more than ever in life. I mean, it's got to be, 50 times what it used to be.
Yeah.
When now that people have phones, and especially the young kids, they're on the phone.
Oh,
I mean, old people too. It's not stop with the phones. But we're on our computers here, 12 hours a day. So there's just a ton of stress on our eyes all the time. And unless you're taking enough nutrients to offset that and combat that oxidative stress, there's going to be damage. I mean, it's just something that's absolutely going to happen. And there's a product, Cheryl, that we both use. I mean, we take extra selenium. Really, we started doing that more for the cancer prevention and for the cellular health. But we knew rather quickly from all the other holistic doctors that we work with that selenium was the number one thing for eyesight.
oh yeah.
So, for 30 years, there's a reason why our vision, I mean, I know this is going to come a shock to a lot of our listeners, but we're not like super young.
Well, we kind of are. I am. You speak for yourself.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
We should actually take a poll to see who, what our listeners think, who's older, you or me. If I lose this, I will scream. Okay. But I actually think there'd be some people like, oh, Paul's definitely at least 5 years older than Cheryl.
Well, that does sound right, Paul. That does sound
that
right.
Definitely is not correct.
You ain't giving it away, so we're not even asking anyone.
Yeah, Cheryl does. I take a lot of supplements, but Cheryl is a freak with these supplements, and
I actually am.
And she does take more selenium than I do, but we both take a lot of it, and it is the key reason why our eyesight's so good. But I would say about 5 years ago or so, we started taking this product called Ocutiv, which is hands down the number one supplement in the industry for eyesight. I mean, it is loaded with the selenium and a whole bunch of other things, and it is rocket. I mean, I cannot emphasize the importance of taking this one supplement.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it in a second, but I have to tell you a little testimonial thing here.
Okay.
So did you know that when a woman gets pregnant or has the kids or whatever, then it really affects her eyesight? So
really?
Yes. And it could be before.
Doesn't matter what age.
No. It could be during, it could be after, whatever. But like everything changes, like your hair changes, everything changes. But a lot of times your eyes start to go bad is what they say. Oh, your eyes are going to go bad, whatever. And I was like, no, mine aren't. No, mine aren't. And so I had the twins, and then I figured out I couldn't see as far. Like I couldn't like see the TV like so far away as I was. So I'm like, oh no. So I started taking this Ocutiv and kind of really making sure that I was, had everything that I needed for my eyes. And I completely 1000% all back 2020. So wow. I know that it's reversible and that you can do that if you're already starting to have problems. But just remember, especially moms that have just had kids or have had kids and it's affected their eyesight, you can take the Ocutiv and the selenium and some things that'll really restore your eyesight. I really believe that.
Oh, 100%. We're getting people off of using this Ocutiv.
Yeah.
I mean, you give the body what it needs, it can do amazing things. I mean, whatever problem you think you're having with your eyes, you think it's irreversible, it's not true.
True.
Your body can heal. You get a paper cut, you break a leg, do whatever, your body can heal. So it just needs the right nutrients and it can do anything.
Yeah. I completely agree. Well, let's talk a little bit about what makes this Ocutiv so special. And Paul, I'm going to try to say these words. So let's just see if I can, because there's some. Okay, the first one's lutein, which I can say, and Zeaxanthin.
Yep.
Zeaxanthin. Okay, so these are carotenoids that protect the macula and help filter harmful blue light. So let me just say this. All kids need that.
Yeah. Well,
anybody on a screen.
Yeah.
Like we do too, but anybody on a screen, because helping filter that harmful blue light is so important.
Yep.
Okay, the next one is bilberry extract. That supports the night vision. So that's super important. Grape seed extract. We've talked about grape seed before. I just think that it is a fantastic product, and that just provides the antioxidant protection, and then supports the microcirculation in your eyes. And then N-acetylcysteine helps produce glutathione, which good night. We should just do a whole thing on glutathione because it is
super, super important.
Unreal. And that's just a powerful antioxidant that protects eye tissues. Now tell us about this other thing, Paul, because this is like the big deal.
Yeah, it's Zeaxanthin.
Yeah.
Zeaxanthin.
Yeah. Astaxanthin.
Zeaxanthin.
No, Astaxanthin.
Astaxanthin. Thank you.
There we go. I don't even know how to say some of these.
It takes us a little bit, but we figure it out.
Yeah.
As you can see, we don't have PhDs in medical. That's why we're not when we say we're not doctors, we mean it. We're not doctors. Zeaxanthin.
But I play one on TV.
We play one on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's in the notes. You can see the spelling of it. You have, if you're going to buy an eye product, an eye health product, this has to be the main ingredient there.
Yeah.
It is the key thing to reverse all these eye problems.
Yeah.
It's actually fantastic for even anything in sports or any kind of anything that needs to be rejuvenated. It makes it new in your body. So it's a super powerful antioxidant. It's just, it protects against eye fatigue and strain. So, again, if we're looking so much and we feel like our eyes are being strained from looking at these screens so long, you won't feel like that at all taking this. Now, one other thing I want to say while I'm saying this, because I don't want to forget, it's not in the notes, but a lot of people contact me and say they have like dry eyes. My eyes feel dry.
Yes.
So this can help that. But part of the 90 is the essential fatty acids, which if anything that's dry, this makes it not feel that way. So you need your EFAs too, that we talk about in the 90. But just wanted to throw that in there because people are like, this does help that, but not as much as the EFAs do. Supports eyes' ability to focus and adjust to different distances. So a lot of people, like, they can read up close or they can read a sign in the far, but they can't do both. So it's one or the other. So this is the substance that allows your eyes, to both up close and distance.
Wow.
Helps protect against retinal cells from oxidative damage.
Retinal cells
from oxidative damage and inflammation. So that's super important. Improves blood flow to the eyes, supporting overall eye health, and works synergistically with other eye supporting nutrients like lutein and that other product or ingredient that you said before, the antithin.
Yep.
So it is loaded with all the nutrients that we mentioned throughout this entire podcast. And out of all the products we recommend, this is the one that there's no way I'd go without this, because I know all these people that have super bad vision problems. And there's just I think seeing is like soup, like on the list of things that are important to me. That's really high. So I never want to have to wear glasses or contacts. I know, so many millions of people do, and I just don't want to go through that.
Yeah. So, no, I completely agree with you, Paul. And I know I'm 1000% agreeing with you with the importance of the eye and, eye health and how important that is to not only us, but to everybody else. And we've talked about the Ocutiv and how fantastic it is to support our vision health. But I just have to mention that we don't want you taking just one or two products. We really believe that one of the 90 for life packs, the comprehensive 90 for life packs, you really need to start with that foundation, because the things in the 90 for life, they synergistically work all together to support overall eye health and function. So you have to do the 90 to start with. And then if it's the case that your eyes are going bad or whatever it is, then you can definitely add that Ocutiv as a layering product, which has made all the difference for me. So
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah. So I take one a day for maintenance, two a day if you have eye problems, and two a day for a month or two, maybe three.
Yep.
Any, I mean, it really, really is amazing. And to your point, Cheryl, we mentioned, vitamin A is so important for eye health. And it is. It's super important. But what are all the nutrients that make vitamin A work? We could sit here and list, there's like 13 things you need for vitamin A to work. And then for vitamin C to work, there's other 13 different nutrients that you need, and for vitamin E to work, you need these 9 nutrients. So like Cheryl's point, it's the whole 90 together and we can take extra A and extra C, but if those other things aren't there to make those key vitamins do what they're supposed to do, those supporting vitamins and minerals, then it doesn't work as well.
Right, exactly. And, we all know that calcium doesn't work without magnesium, right? We all know that because that's
or vitamin D or so many other things.
Without magnesium. Well, guess what? Every single nutrient has to have at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 other nutrients to work with it. So when people go out and say, well, I took some vitamin C and I didn't get better. Well, I took some D and C and A and I didn't get better. Okay, well, no, you didn't, because your body uses and needs all 90 to properly repair itself. And as long as you get that foundation and have that foundation, you're set. I mean, it's just that simple.
Yeah. Well, a great example of that, Cheryl, is our Selenium product that we recommend. So people go to the store and they go find a Selenium product, and it's 100 micrograms. They take it and they're like, oh, this didn't do anything for me. Our Selenium that we recommend has Selenium, but there's 34 more things in that same product, in that bottle, because there's 34 things that Selenium needs to work right.
Yeah.
So it's not just Selenium in the bottle. There's, again, 34 other things that are needed to make Selenium work. So that one product is phenomenal because it contains so many other things of the 90 that go into it. But taking the 90 is the key.
Yeah, it is. And we always talk a little bit about this, like the fractionated nutrition. Don't do it, because I can promise you that won't work.
Yeah. People say, oh, that you told me to do this and it didn't work. So yeah, you didn't do it all. You got to do it all for this to work.
Yeah, absolutely. So just go ahead and get back. I mean, we can help you with the personalized guidance, eye health supplements, all of those different things. All you have to do is just contact your certified holistic health coach, and they can certainly help you with a plan or, helping you.
There's a link below to get the Ocutiv, the Selenium. There's also a product called Vision, which is really good from Longevity as well. But if you have any questions about this, definitely get back to your certified holistic health coach. They can set you up on the whole program to make sure you're getting everything that you need, and take a health evaluation. That's really the key. Find out what nutrients you're really missing. And we're looking for overall body health, although we're doing these recordings to, hit on specific health issues like vision, because it's such a big issue with millions and millions of people, billions really. and let you know that there is hope. I think that's really our message here, that it isn't, it is what it is. I got to feel it, find a way to deal with it. No. We can fix it. And that's how good this one Ocutiv, I'm just so glad we did at least one podcast on that, because it's such an amazing product.
Oh my gosh, it is. I was so excited to talk about it today. Well, it has been such a pleasure spending time with you here today. Please stay committed and stay consistent. Remember, you have the power to elevate your life and the lives of those around you. Can't wait to see you next